opening statements, or okay. We have obviously got back late on Sunday night and have tried to find the balance between proper rest and preparation for a really good Clemson team. So that's kind of what we're doing now. We're heading to practice here in a few minutes. You know, from what I've been able to watch, I really like this Clemson team. I think they're older, they're skilled. Brad does a great job. So it's going to be a fun challenge for us, and we're excited about it and excited to prepare.
You guys did not practice yesterday, I'm assuming, or you did?
We did a light practice. It was more film study, film review, preparation, cleanup from the weekend, and stretching and recovery, that kind of stuff, as opposed to full-on practice.
Are you able to get any kind of read? Like, you know, you lost the game in a tough way, and it was a game that involved emotions even beforehand. Just sort of how they came out of it and how they approached yesterday.
Yeah, they were fine. I don't think there was, with our players, I don't think there was added emotion in this game, in that game, in the Butler game. I mean, I'd be surprised if there was. I didn't talk to them much about it, but I'd be surprised if there was a whole lot. I think they approached it like any other game, which is what I would expect them to. So at least that's what I'm hoping, because I think that's good. That way there's, you know, it's less kind of draining. I think they were disappointed. We were disappointed in how we finished. Obviously, we did some good things to get the lead like we did. I was not disappointed necessarily in the overtime. A few spots there, but I thought we did a pretty good job recovering from kind of losing the lead. But you know, we'll see. We'll see how we respond. You know, again, it's a bunch of unknowns for me. We're in this thing together in a new way, so we'll see how we respond.
When you have a loss like that, do you have to pull your leaders aside, like Kata and Jay Sean, or have they kind of taken the bull by the horns in terms of trying to grab this team and try to make sure you guys are moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're doing that. I think that you know, you don't want to make too much of it either. You know, that was our 7th game of the season, and you know, I didn't want to make too much of it. I don't think they do either. I think they just recognize, hey, the best thing we can do from this is take from it and learn from it and move forward, because, you know, hopefully we'll be in that position again where you have a chance to have a significant lead in the last 4 or 5 minutes. And again, if you put yourself in that position enough, hopefully we learn from it and make better decisions down the stretch.
Now that you've had time to kind of watch the film and stuff, how do you assess the way Caleb played this weekend, getting his added minutes and starting, and how has Micah progressed from his injury?
Well, we'll see today with Micah. Micah just didn't feel like, for whatever reason, it was bothering him more in the game on Sunday than the prior game. And I just think at that point, well, we weren't really wanting to test it, and we're trying to get him ready for this stretch here. So we'll see how he is today. He's doing rehab and treatment. I thought Caleb did some good things all week. You know, he continues to do some really good things. I think in other ways, he's got to handle the physicality of the game a little bit better than what he has. He's got to be able to continue to get himself in good shape to play the kind of minutes we want him to. But he did some really good things.
We talked a little bit in Portland about trying to find lineups at the end of games, trying to see who you can lean on to close things up. What do you have to find in guys to figure out who that is? Are you looking at combinations? Are you looking at individuals? How do you try to figure that out?
You know, you're looking for poise under pressure. You're looking for guys that can play with their minds late in situations. You're looking for guys that can pass and catch and handle and make free throws. We're still searching for that group. We're looking for guys that are, you know, in those moments their eyes light up and they are ready for it. And I think we've got guys like that. Obviously, losing JT hurt us a little bit there late, but I think we've got guys. But that's really what you're looking for in those situations. And it's been a real learning process for us as a coaching staff to kind of figure out who that is. And we've, you know, if I probably polled all the coaches, they'd probably come up with 2 or 3 consistent guys, but the other 2 or 3 guys would be all over the map. So we're yet to figure out who that's going to be, but we need to.
Looking at the last 2 games, you played CJ and Andrew together more than you had at any point this season. Is that something you're feeling more comfortable with going forward? It's important to have 2 primary ball handlers out there at the same time?
Yeah, I think we did that late because we did have the lead in the last, 10 minutes in both games, and having 2 ball handlers helps us. But I also thought Cam gave us some quality minutes, and Musa will continue to play in the backcourt some as well. So I don't know that that's a lineup that we're gonna do predominantly. Again, we're looking for what our kind of closing lineup will be, and it may not be the same every single game, but we're trying to figure out what that's going to be. And you're trying to balance ball handling and poise under pressure, and the ability to also score and yet get stops, and what's your best defensive lineup, and those are questions that we'll continue to find answers to.
You talked a lot about leading up to the season, possibly using Jay Sean as number 2 point guard or secondary ball handler or whatever. Have you had to do that, or have you done that less maybe than you anticipated doing to this point?
Yeah, I think so. I think I have done it a little bit less than what I anticipated, and I don't know that that's going to continue to be the case. But we've played him almost. I think some of it is we played him almost exclusively at the wing spot at the 3, and we don't have great depth there. So he's needed to be playing that position. He's probably playing 80% of his minutes at that position, maybe more than that, probably more than that. So I think if we had a little bit more depth there, then I might want to slide him. But I do think we'll see him more at the point than what we probably have.
And then with CJ, I guess in general, assessing the weekend, he had to go up against some really good guard play, especially Gonzaga and Butler. How do you think he came out of it? How do you think he handled the test, especially against those 2 teams?
I think it's good in spots and not so good in other spots. You can't have 5 turnovers in the first half. His decision making has to improve. He knows that, and I believe it will. But I thought he obviously played a terrific game all around against Stanford. But I think the athleticism of the guards, Butler bothered him a little bit, and not just him, bothered our backcourt. It's a pretty, that group is a pretty athletic, defensive-minded group. So that's not all on him. We've got to try to find some ways to free him up. But I thought more than anything, what came out of that was a great opportunity to kind of learn and see what high-level competitive stuff is. And I was really pleased with some of his moments. But we've got to find a way to take care of the ball at a higher level. That's something I said going into the season. It's something we talked about after every exhibition game. It's something we talked about. That cannot, I've said it, we cannot be in the 200s like we were last year and expect to have any kind of a quality team. Just not going to happen. So all of us have to work to try to do a better job with that.
Coach, you mentioned that Micah's injury seemed to limit him during the games. Do you think that that's going to be something that keeps him out of the starting lineup on Wednesday?
Yeah, I haven't. I'm going to see in practice here, get a feel in practice here for how he's moving and how he's playing. And I think our lineup at the 5 will be pretty fluid. anyway, throughout the year. I don't think we'll look at one guy's going to be starting the rest of the season. I think it's going to be pretty fluid. And eventually I want to play Caleb and Micah together. That probably won't be until next year, but eventually I'd like to do that. We'll see. I don't know that he's ready to kind of play 25, 30 minutes, but we need to get him there quickly.
And then, Coach, you've also talked about how Bruce is going to have these games where he has a really good game, he has a lot of points, and then there's going to be other games where he sort of goes through a bit of a lull. Granted, it is his freshman year, but what do you think he needs to do to sort of find some consistency and to stay a little bit more consistent throughout this season?
Get a couple years older, probably. That's the only thing right now I think that is going to help him get that consistent. Get some games under his belt, learn from it, figure out. I always tell guys when you're struggling, kind of pare it down to what you do well, and try to find a way just to do what you know you do well. Musa can really defend. He can rebound. I thought he gave us really quality stuff in the Butler game, even though he didn't score. His play doesn't need to be, as with all of our guys, doesn't need to be attached to how many points he's scoring. How he feels about his play doesn't need to be attached to that. I think he can impact in other ways, and he did that. He did do that, and that's why we kept him in the Stanford game, and he was really struggling offensively, making poor decisions, but he was defending at the level we needed to. He's going to have to continue to do that, and he'll have games where he'll make shots and look much more comfortable offensively. I'm confident of that.
You talked about Cam a minute ago with what he gave you this weekend. How important is it for him to continue to grow on the defensive end?
Yeah, it's really important for our team overall. I think Cam's willing. That's the biggest thing with Cam right now. I think he's really willing to try to improve in that area, and I think that's a continual growth thing for him. He's not where he needs to be on that end, but he's shown some real improvement, and more than anything, he's showing a want to, which is exciting. And it was great to see him come in and kind of have an impact offensively too. It's a real credit to him that he responded and just had those kind of moments. So hopefully that'll continue.
Of course, Mike, has the injury lingered longer than you thought it might be? Or is it worse than you thought initially?
Yeah, it has. It has, but you never know with ankles. It is probably maybe more than I thought. I thought we might be able to have him earlier, and then I didn't think it would quite linger. But those things they're different for every player, they can linger longer than you'd like for him to be, and I'm sure he's frustrated with that.
And 3 games in 4 days probably doesn't help with that either.
Yeah, that didn't help, and he just does. You could tell he didn't have the kind of lift or explosiveness that he kind of needs. And I just told him in the second half, I asked him how he was doing. He said it was bothering him. I said, hey, we'll just sit you out then the rest of the time here. Obviously, we would have liked to have had him, but I thought Katie and Caleb did some good things in that position.
Coach, in the first half of the Butler game, one of the things that the defense seemed to do very well is limit Butler's success from 3. And going into a game against Clemson where the lead was close to 50% from 3, is that kind of one of the focuses that your defense will have going into this game on Wednesday?
Yeah, they're really skilled. They have 4 guys out on the floor that can really shoot the ball. They were outstanding offensively last year. And good defensively as well, but they were I think they were top 30, 35 in the country in offensive efficiency last year. This year they've got most everybody back. So this year they're similar. They spread you out. They've got a terrific big guy, and then they've got shooters around them that can make plays with the ball in their hands and also can make threes. So we've not defended the 3 as well as I would have hoped. Overall, we've defended well. We have been pretty solid defensively. I wish we would defend the 3 a little bit better, but that's going to certainly be important tomorrow.
Okay.
Just one more thing. You guys have done a lot to engage the students for this game. I just wonder, it seems like this is maybe a first impression for you in some ways to show this team and show what you guys are trying to do. How important is it for you guys, with that in mind, to play well tomorrow night?
Well, I don't know if it's first impression. It feels like, but I get your point that it's kind of the first time in front of the
Right.
students. There's over 5,000 student tickets sold right now, which is or given away, which is outstanding. There's plenty more opportunity for that, and we certainly would love to have them out there. I think every time you go out, as you guys know, you have an opportunity to kind of define who you are and who you want to be as a team and as a program, and that'll be the case certainly tomorrow against a really quality opponent. So, I know our guys are excited about it. I'm excited about the preparation going into it here today, and we need to have good preparation. But so far, there certainly has been some excitement about, I think, with our students. I guess free tickets helps that. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Like I said, 5,000 have been sold, and hopefully we'll get a lot more given away, and look forward to seeing a great environment in the shot here tomorrow.
Okay.